photographers, family, and friends from around the world, welcome to Professional Photographers of America's 2025 Award and Degree Ceremony at Imaging USA. Please turn your attention to the stage as we welcome PPA Past President Warren Motz, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. But before we do, all of you who know me know we like to get you to think about what you're about to give. And before we give this pledge on this 250th anniversary of America, I thought it was appropriate that we learn about Betsy Ross, who was credited with creating the American flag. As the story goes, in 1776, George Washington visited Betsy Ross in Philadelphia. She was an upholsterer at her home, and they discussed the creation of the flag. Betsy, upon reviewing the sketches, made a proposal. She said that we ought to reduce the 6-star to a 5-star flag, and she took out a pair of scissors and cut a 5-star flag instantly, and George Washington went right along with it. So she actually was very much involved in the invention or the putting together of the first American flag. And at that time, Betsy was one of Philadelphia's most important flag makers during the Revolutionary War. Now, I'm going to take just another little minute here. I would like to recognize the veterans in this audience. These are the people who put their life on the line and stood up and signed it up and to give their life. So if you would all the veterans in the audience please stand up? Yes. Awesome. Great. Now, for you veterans, if you don't know, the U.S. Flag Code was amended in 2013 to authorize veterans and active duty military personnel who are not in uniform to render the military hand salute when you give the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem, or tap. So that is legal, and you can do that now as we do this. One more thing, before we recite the pledge, let us remember all of our servicemen and women who are serving throughout the world right now, defending these great freedoms that we have. If you would please now, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would please stand. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
The PPA Board of Directors is comprised of 13 elected members who are entrusted with supervising and directing the vision of our association. Please welcome this year's Board of Directors, beginning with our newest member. From Chicago, Illinois, John Grest, escorting his husband, Marcus. From Ocala, Florida, Jennifer Eggers. From Pasadena, California, Amanda Ray. From Alameda, California, Marcela Limon, escorted by her husband, Alex Sebrian. Unable to be with us tonight, from Detroit, Michigan, Sean Lee. From Ankeny, Iowa, Angela Olson, escorted by her husband, Martin. From Fredericksburg, Virginia, Terry Baskin, escorted by Ryan Payne. From Lubbock, Texas, Chris Duncan, escorting his wife, Deanna. Unable to be with us tonight, from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, Deanna Robles. From Medway, Massachusetts, Shawan Davis, escorted by her husband, Anthony. From Plano, Texas, P.G. Gudupati. PPA's treasurer from Plano, Texas, Larry Lursey, escorting his wife, Heather. PPA's vice president from Bonita Springs, Florida, Michaela Harris, escorted by her husband, David. PPA chair, Kira Derryberry from Tallahassee, Florida, escorted by her husband, Kevin. And now, please welcome to the stage the President of Professional Photographers of America from Wheeling, West Virginia, Mark Campbell, escorting the Pittsburgh mermaid, Daniela Donahue. Thank you, PPA Board of Directors. We are so grateful for your dedication and service to the association. At this time, we would like to introduce the members of Team USA and Team USA Captain Rich Newell.
Woo! Well, fun to be back. The World Photographic Cup began in 2013 as a joint project between the Federation of European Photographers and the Professional Photographers of America. Its main goal was to bring photographers together in an effort of friendship and cooperation. I've had the pleasure of serving as team captain for the last 10 years. Over the last 12 years of the competition, Team USA has finished first 5 times. We're hoping for 6. That is due to the wonderful image makers that we have here at PPA. I'm very excited about our chances again this year. So let me introduce to you this year's Team USA.
Commercial category, Glenn Varnhagen. Dan McClanahan. Travis Baranchik. Illustrative Digital Art, Kenzie Hunter. Lisa Asp. Emily Rotsam. Nature Landscape, Kenneth Childress. David Soldano. Larry Gunn. Nature Wildlife, Kevin Dooley. Larry Dow. Ellen Zangla. Illustrative Portrait, Megan Drain. Corey McDonald. Shannon Squires. Natural Portrait, John Gress. Andrew Bowen. Julie Gaylor. Reportage Photojournalism, Jeffrey Packard. Andy Lay. Jennifer Curry. Sports, Perry Bennett. Sabrina Kassa. Carla Conrad. Wedding Open, Tomas Munoz. Jonathan Fusco. Dan McClanahan. Wedding Documentary, Kathleen Gemma. Ali Cooler. Marceliano Munoz.
All right, photo guys, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all our team members this evening. Good luck and go Team USA. As we spend this evening together honoring achievement in professional photography, let us all reflect on the lives and careers of some artists we've lost. Artists who gave enthusiasm to their craft and instilled reflection and delight in others. In their own special way, they inspired each and every one of us here tonight. Though they may be gone, the legacy of their work continues to enlighten and inspire. As I bring my subject into focus and prepare to make each image, never let me forget that I'm creating treasures for someone, a keepsake for loved ones. Make me sensitive to the qualities and virtues of others that I may draw out into the light the beautiful, radiant belongings of their hearts. Help me to be an artist, collecting the beauty of every soul, the glow of youth, the wisdom of age, the gentleness, the laughter or tears of each precious life. Deeper than a means of livelihood, give me the perspective to see my photographer's art as a service to others, making life richer and more memorable. And between the lights and the shadows, and the ups and the downs, keep me from getting out of focus and off center, so that my life and work may be framed with dignity and colored with contentment. Thank you for your kind attention. Established in 2003 by PPA's Photographic Exhibition Committee, the Imaging Excellence Award recognizes individuals who consistently create photographic images of superior quality. To be eligible for this honor, a recipient must hold a PPA master's degree and have a minimum of 13 images accepted into the PPA Image Excellence Collection. We ask you to hold your applause until all names have been read. We are delighted to present Imaging Excellence Awards to Jamie Steno, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer. Thea Martin, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman. Constance Sanders, Master of Photography, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer. Lisa Hill, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer. Shauna Hinkle, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer. David Soldano, Master of Photography, Certified Master Professional Photographer. And Kenneth Childress, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer. Congratulations to our Imaging Excellence Award recipients. Please join me in giving these outstanding photographers a round of applause. The Imaging Excellence Bar recognizes individuals who have achieved 13 Imaging Excellence Collection images after earning the Imaging Excellence Award. This evening, we're pleased to present the Imaging Excellence Bar to Sherry Hammond, Master of Photography, Master of Electronic Imaging, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer. John Gladman, Master of Photography, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman. Karen McCall, Master of Photography, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer. And Christy Steves, Master of Photography, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer. Please join me in giving these accomplished photographers a round of applause. Each year at Imaging USA, PPA presents several awards to recognize and celebrate organizations and individuals who have made significant contributions to the photography industry. The recipients we'll be recognizing are the unsung heroes in our community, nominated by you, the members. The PPA Jurors Meritorious Service Award is presented in recognition of outstanding service to the profession and dedication to the improvement of Professional Photographers of America, the International Photographic Competition, and the annual International Exhibition of Professional Photography. This year's PPA Jurors Meritorious Service Award is presented to Keith Howell. The PPA International Service Award is presented to an individual who has made major contributions in promoting and developing professional photography on an international level. It is our great pleasure to present the PPA International Service Award to Mario Cornejo. The PPA Education Award recognizes individuals, schools, companies, or organizations that epitomize outstanding service through photographic education. PPA proudly presents this year's PPA Education Award to Gary Hughes. The PPA Humanitarian Award is presented to individuals, couples, and/or business partners for unheralded humanitarian service while representing the photographic profession. PPA is pleased to present this year's PPA Humanitarian Award to Regis and Karen Bethencourt. The PPA Business Education Award is presented in recognition of distinguished service to PPA and its members for encouraging business awareness and practices in the field of professional image making. PPA is pleased to present this year's PPA Business Education Award to Ronan Ryle. Ronan was not able to be here with us tonight. The PPA Volunteer of the Year Award is given to an individual in recognition of distinguished service and support that exemplifies the commitment that PPA member volunteers contribute to the success of PPA. PPA is pleased to present this year's PPA Volunteer of the Year Award to Ray Peoples. The PPA Vanguard Award is presented to individuals who provide a service of far-reaching value to photography. PPA is pleased to present this year's PPA Vanguard Award to Dennis Hammond. To present the next award, please welcome back to the stage PPA Chair Kira Derryberry. Each year, PPA's Board of Directors has the opportunity to bestow the Director's Award, which recognizes an individual whose personal efforts have made a lasting and positive difference in our profession and PPA. This year, PPA's Board of Directors is pleased to present the Director's Award to Mary Fisk Taylor. And now, PPA President Mark Campbell.
Man, what a heavy group, right? Those are some people that know how to pay it forward. Wow. Before we move into the final awards for the evening, I need to take a moment to thank a special group of people. Any event as large and successful as Imaging USA takes hard work, planning, and coordination. And I'd like to recognize this year's convention committee and Imaging USA volunteers. If you're in the audience, please stand so we can recognize you. Yeah, there we go. My next line was supposed to be to call for a round of applause, but I love it when it's organic. Thank you. I'd also like to express our appreciation to counselors, volunteers on action teams and committees, and all other volunteers who help move PPA forward. Thank you as well to the incredible staff of PPA for all your efforts. And because PPA is truly an international association, Imaging USA becomes more diverse every year. We're grateful for all of the international guests attending this year from around the world. If you're joining us from abroad, please stand so we can recognize you as well. All right, thank you. This is a very special night, guys. I'm very humbled to be here, but the fun doesn't stop here. Tonight, I have the great pleasure of presenting the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to an individual whose life's work has enriched the photography industry and the profession as a whole. Scott Kirkian has been the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer of the Professional Photographers of America for close to 33 years. He has directly contributed to PPA's financial success, leading to the development of multiple brand new member benefits and programs. Scott has also worked in a consulting role with many photography businesses, helping them to understand the financial aspects of managing a small business and using financial analysis to improve profitability. David Trust joined PPA in 1998 as its first director of marketing, and just a year later became the CEO, leading the organization to unprecedented growth in every category while improving customer value and experience. Before PPA, David spent 11 years in television news and later directed marketing for the St. Louis Cardinals AAA baseball franchise and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital's National Corporate Marketing Department. David is a regular presence on Capitol Hill and has testified before Congress multiple times, for good reasons. advocating for photographers' rights and setting an example of courageous leadership in the industry. So that's what the script says. But now I get to add my 2 cents. In a minute, you're going to hear and see about a few more of David and Scott's accomplishments, but I want to tell you some things you probably won't hear. We all sit here enjoying the benefits of Imaging USA and PPA in general, which is the largest, oldest, and most successful photographic association in the world because of these 2 gentlemen. And I say that quite literally. When these 2 came on board back in the 90s, PPA was on the brink of disaster, broke, and without a true vision for the future, it was ready to fold. But together, David and Scott began a process of both financial repair and leadership that would propel us to where we are today. I also have to give credit to that board of directors in the early days who recognized that they needed help to right the sinking ship and allowed them to make difficult and unpopular choices that led to the growing association that we're all enjoying today. When we told them that we were conferring this award to them, we didn't make it a discussion because we knew they would say no, they would protest, and they did. Scott, in typical Scott fashion, said, "I shouldn't get an award for doing my job." And David gave all the credit to all the boards he worked with over the years, but unfortunately they had taught us too well what a true leader looks like. And a true leader is someone who deflects all the praise that they deserve onto somebody else, and we were not going to let them get away with that. So here we are. I've worked closely with these 2 for 8 years now, and my understanding of service and leadership was formulated by watching them. Their passion for PPA is unrivaled, and as you'll hear, they always think in terms of members first. I'm honored to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to David Trust and Scott Kirkian.
Professional Photographers of America is the world's foremost photographic association, a community where photographers can come together to learn and network. The association itself has been around since 1868 and has seen an evolution that has taken it to its current heights, where it has efforts that range from world-famous conferences and competitions to meetings with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. In 1993, PPA had only about 10,000 members, a fraction of what it is now. And their new director of finance, Scott Kirkian, faced challenges within the company.
Scott came into the association when we were virtually bankrupt. There were months that we worried about even being able to make payroll. But Scott recommended cost-cutting measures. He began to stabilize our financial situation, and we began investment strategies that put us on the road to strength that we have today.
Scott recommended the difficult decision to close the Winona School of Photography, a beloved institution in Chicago known for its renowned education, but whose financial model was steering the organization toward bankruptcy.
He looked at the whole council and said, "We've got to make some serious changes here or we will not be here a year from now." And he had the courage to do that.
After keeping the organization afloat for a few more years, PPA hired a new director of marketing, David Trust, in 1998. In a little more than a year, David was promoted to CEO. Together, Scott and David then embarked on a journey to take on historic yet struggling trade association with about 10,000 members to the strong, highly regarded association it is now.
I think a lot of people don't realize just the impact that both Scott and David had on PPA, especially at the time when they were both first hired. There was a lot of growing pains because we were evolving from a very different mindset, and the industry had changed, and PPA had to change or it wouldn't move forward.
As Scott and David took the reins of the association, they made key financial and business decisions to help steer the company towards stability and growth. Products such as photo care equipment insurance and initiatives such as copyright reform helped the membership grow to more than 35,000 members, more than threefold from when their tenures began.
The 2 of them were the constant rock that kept everything flowing, everything going together, and really helped lead us into the success that we became.
I don't think people realize the amount of work and energy and what that means just showing up in Washington means to our industry.
Watching David defend copyright protection, push for copyright reform, the CASE Act, for the rights of all of us, for every mom and pop creator out there in our industry has truly been inspiring.
You know, during that COVID period, the leadership at PPA was just the best. both of them had that mindset of don't let us know what we can't do, because we know what we can't do. We need to know what can we do during this really difficult period of time. And creating a virtual Imaging USA was just unbelievable at the time.
Not only did David and Scott work together as a team, but they created a staff that was unbelievable.
We would not possibly be where we are today without David's leadership.
He instilled into myself personally the idea of doing right things and doing the things the right way.
David taught me probably more about leadership than any one individual. And what's amazing about David is he says it, but he does it. And you know, there's a lot of people that have the words, but they don't always have the action underneath it. And David's leadership was just incredible in that way.
Anything that I was nervous about, it just really sort of melted. And I felt like, okay, I got this. I have a partner up here with me, and he's going to be that sounding board and that advice that I need.
David has played a huge role over the last 25 plus years in shaping and forming PPA to what it's become today.
The full focus was always on the member and the membership, and it was what can we do for the members and the membership. And there's such great leaders and great visionaries.
And when I look back at the health of PPA, it just comes down to Scott Kirkian and his vision many years ago when he just had to tell us the hard truth about what needed to happen to keep PPA alive. Scott totally focused on the business end of our industry and made huge strides to keep PPA where it's at today. Solvent and thriving.
Scott doesn't just ramble. When he speaks with a lot of wisdom. You know it's meaningful, and you know it's smart.
I connected with Scott because he really cared that we had sound businesses and we had the benchmark to base our business off of. So it was that dedication to something that helped thousands of us.
Oh, I love Scott Kirkian.
He brought calm, clarity, and that ever-dry wit.
Most members wouldn't know how funny Scott Kirkian really is, because he's a numbers guy, but he's funny.
And I like his quiet way of leading.
He managed to make financial reports sound almost exciting.
Scott and David are, to me, the true leaders of PPA. They have brought the association to a new pinnacle of success and have laid the basis for a wonderful, wonderful future for the association.
They saved us from going bankrupt, from closing shop, to having millions in the bank. David has been a great leader. Scott has been a financial wizard.
I always have a big soft spot in my heart for both of them because of what they did. They didn't do it because of ego or their own personalities, but because they saw an association that was valuable and they wanted to save it for the members that were here.
The only thing that really disappoints me is that I don't have another 10 years to work with both of them.
When I look back at my time with David Trust and Scott Kirkian, the biggest impact is that I gained two immense friendships.
Scott and David, we appreciate you so much, and we're going to miss you. You've been great examples of servant leadership, caring for our members, and always looking for new ways to benefit them. You've created an association that provides benefits that far exceed the cost of membership, one that supports and encourages creative excellence and innovation, and inspires small business owners to do work they love, work that's important to our world. The two of you have grown an organization that will continue to evolve and support this profession in ways never before imagined. And you've encouraged an entire generation of PPA staff as association professionals to remember that the why of our cause is what makes this work meaningful. Thank you for your selflessness, your wisdom, and for always putting members first. We have all truly benefited from your leadership and care.
We'll miss you.
Please welcome to the stage your 2026 Lifetime Achievement Award recipients, David Trust and Scott Kirkian.
How many times have you been on bit of the microphone? You know what to do. David says, what do we do? I'm like, how many times have you been at a microphone? You know how to do this.
This is, well, it's overwhelming. And I can tell you that Scott and we were plotting so many ways backstage to be able to sneak out before all of this happened. I'm not much of a procrastinator, but I have put this off until actually today, thinking about the words, mostly because, well, it's overwhelming, but also because it just feels like you shouldn't receive an award for being part of a dream come true. And honestly, that's what PPA has been. It's just a dream come true, and we are so grateful. They did tell us to keep our comments to 30 minutes each. And so I have to tell you, I just feel blessed to work in this industry. I actually always have. It's been such a blessing for me, and I'm grateful for it, to work with so many amazing committee members and board members and others. You know, our board of directors, they genuinely do deserve the credit. We're not just saying that. They actually deserve the credit. They were courageous. They were fearless. They knew we had to change. And they were the ones, when they went back home, that were going to have to face people who wanted them to answer for the change. It was easy for Scott and I in some ways, because we would propose things that needed to happen, and then we stayed in our very safe, sterile, headquarters back in Atlanta, Georgia. And so cannot express enough thanks to the PPA Board of Directors over the years, all of our past presidents, all of the board members, all of the committee members. It has been a genuine joy to work with you. I have to talk about our PPA staff. Honestly, they are, people come up to me at events just like this one, by the way, and they say, gosh, staff, David, PPA, and if you have done that to me this week, you know that my response is, they are what they seem to be. They are genuinely incredibly talented. They're happy, they're upbeat, they're positive, they work well with each other, they're vibrant, they're energetic, and they're that way day in and day out in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm amazed by their quality, their work ethic, their friendliness, their commitment to the cause, which, by the way, is you. You are the cause. I want you to know it's not an act. They are every bit as fun as they seem. They are energetic and commitment, kind and caring, and none of that is an act. All of it is real. Spending a career surrounded by people of that caliber is such an incredible blessing that I get to do that day. It's a blessing beyond words. So, to PPA staff, I love you guys. This award is yours also. Thank you so much. But it's staying at my house, by the way, just making that clear. But you're welcome to come visit it if you want. But thank you. Scott, my partner, my friend, my confidant, advisor, the one that has listened to me whine on occasions, and I've had to listen to him whine on occasions. We work right next door to each other, and the office is right next door. And I can't tell you, Scott, what a blessing I feel it is to have worked with you all of these years. For 28 years now, we've been working together. He's been here a lot longer, he's younger than me, though, but he's been here longer, and it's just to have Scott there for us to be able to bounce ideas off of, and not always agree, by the way, but most of the time agree. That has been something that's been very special to me. I need someone is going to help Sandy get up here, I think. We're surprising her, I believe. There you go, Gerard. Thank you. Gerard, help her get up here. If I'm going to have to live through my worst nightmare, you have to live through your worst nightmare. There's a special person that always... There's a special person who always wanted to be part of PPA staff, but she couldn't be. She loved them so much. She loves hanging out with them, and they love her. She started making treats for them years ago and sending them to work. Among those was cheesecake squares. cheesecake squares that she made. Okay. Okay, and so Sandy would make treats and she sent them, and she sent them. And after a while, staff became so comfortable, hey babe, staff became so comfortable with her that they started texting her directly, send treats, Sandy. Mom, please send treats. This is true. And so she would bake treats and send treats. And then they would say, send lemon bars. And she would ask me, what lemon bars am I supposed to make? And I said, Sandy, they're talking about those cheesecake squares that you make. And she would make the cheesecake squares. And so after a while, they kept saying, send lemon bars, and she kept sending cheesecake squares, which I were fine with. And then finally one day, because they said lemon bars, she sent cheesecake squares with a sign that said, no lemons were injured in the making of these cheesecake squares. And now it's like that beer commercial. Remember the beer commercial? Less filling, great taste, less filling, great taste. Now staff is very divided on this, on whether they're cheesecake squares or lemon bars. They're cheesecake squares, by the way. And then, like 2 weeks ago, Sandy said to me, you know, there is a little lemon taste. And I said, no, don't, Sandy. You know what they're made of. There has never been a person who has supported someone more than Sandy has supported me over the years. She is as much PPA and pro-PPA as I am, especially internationally. Sandy is the face of PPA internationally. She is one of 3 people who has worked every World Photographic Cup. On her travels with PPA, she started her tradition of bringing all of our international friends little gifts, from the U.S. They started doing that later, and it's become this worldwide sort of community that Sandy at PPA started. There was one trip where I was in Japan going, for PPA with Audrey Wankett, PPA President Audrey Wankett. Sandy couldn't make that trip. You cannot believe. I never heard the end of it. They were so upset that Sandy wasn't. They didn't ask about me or anything. It was just, where's Sandy? How could Sandy not be here? After a while on that trip, I started introducing myself. Hi, I'm chopped liver, because everybody wanted Sandy there. I never heard the end of it. And so she is a giant part of all of this. She chooses all of our restaurants because I don't have the bandwidth anymore to make some decisions, and honestly also because I don't care where we eat as long as she's sitting across the table from me. And so Sandy, thank you so much for your support of me and PPA. Yeah, I'm done. Just stay right there, though. Don't. Are we done? Like she wants to get off the stage. And she's, are we done? I said, no. No, Scott, you're up next. I just feel so grateful. I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm so thankful for PPA. I'm thankful for PPA staff. I'm thankful for this opportunity we've had to work together. And yes, we are retiring, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to come back year after year. And so thank you for your support. It's the greatest blessing in my life. Thank you.
All right. Just made one of the biggest mistakes in my career, and that's speaking right after David. It's something nobody wants to do. So I'm going to do the best I can. There's a reason why they haven't let me speak from up here for 30 years on this stage, so I might be a while, but I'll do the best I can. And also, I just want to say it's great to have Sandy up here. If you've been around the convention, you've already seen too much of Angela, probably, so we're not going to have her come up here today, but I've always believed in numbers. It's a great line, isn't it? I stole that from a speech that Russell Crowe gave at the end of A Beautiful Mind, and I've always loved that, one of my favorite movies. And I love using that line here because in a room full of 1,000 artists, well, that really describes my career perfectly. As a number guy, in a room full of creatives all the time. And you know, what more could someone ask for than to have a job where you get to work with budgets and spreadsheets and financial statements every single day? I know some of you might not understand that, but I know our controller, Nathan, understands. He loves the numbers more than I do, so at least I have someone. But it's been interesting. You know, over the years, you know, we've had jobs come open. We've had membership jobs, marketing jobs come open. Even when David applied for his job for the CEO 25 years ago, there was always lots of photographers who wanted those jobs. Half the board was applied for David's job back in the day. But for some reason, no one's ever shown any interest in my job, which has been good for me, I guess. But it's been a great partnership. I don't understand how you create such beautiful images, and you don't understand how I create such beautiful financial statements. So it works really well. But as much as I've appreciated a job filled with daily wonder and beauty of numbers, there's really only one thing that I truly remember at the end of my career, and that is all the wonderful people that I've been so blessed to work with for all these years. It's been so wonderful to work with so many incredible people through some very challenging times over the years, and to celebrate together with extraordinary successes that we've all seen as an organization and an industry. There's really only one thing that I take with me as I leave PPA, and that is a deeply grateful heart for those of you I've had the privilege of working with during this exciting time in PPA's history. Ever since that day that Andy Foster, who was the executive director at the time, hired me and took a chance on me as a 30-year-old kid as a CFO. And it reminded me when I thought about that, I remember one of my first thoughts when I went to the PPA convention that year was, everyone is so old. It was a very different perspective for sure. And I'm sure that that's what many of our new young staff and new young members think when they meet David. But seriously, the person I am most thankful for is David Trust. After Andy Foster and I spent 5 years bailing water out of the PPA boat to keep it from sinking, David arrived in 1998 and became the true captain of our ship, steering us through many storms to arrive in the new world of what PPA is today. And we appreciate that so much. It's been such a privilege to stand beside him and watch, not just his leadership skills to take PPA to new heights, but much more importantly, to see and be inspired every day by his unwavering integrity throughout it all. I know that many of you have worked with David over the years and appreciate what he has done for PPA. But I wish that all of you could have had the unique vantage point I enjoyed in watching the life of such an incredible leader and incredible human being. I am so fortunate. And how can I even begin to put into words how much I've admired and enjoyed working with all of our boards of directors? Some of you are some of my best friends in the world. What remarkable boards David and I have worked with, have been a privilege to work with. You, the current board that we work with, and all your predecessors whose shoulders you stand on, you are really the ones who deserve to be up here receiving any and all accolades. You guys have done so much amazing work. And I can't believe that in the past 30 years, I've sat in almost 150 board meetings. 150 grueling 2-day board meetings. I'm just kidding. They're not that bad now that Larry Lursey brings homemade chocolate cookies to every meeting. It's really helped. But truly, watching the care that you have for this organization and its members, and the dedication and sacrifice that each of you has given to serve PPA has been one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen in my life. And it will be one of the things I miss most at PPA. And Larry, I just want to let you know, you're not going to be on the board forever. And you need to start working with the nominating committee to get baking as one of the criteria. Because Jennifer, our new CFO, she's going to need help getting through those meetings too. And just to let you know, she's an oatmeal raisin person. Like David. That's for you, Leanne. I also really appreciate all of our past presidents, some of the people we've worked with closely over the years, such amazing people that have served this organization. And I want to give a shout out to several old friends who led PPA years ago and can't be here due to health reasons. I hope you guys are watching this. Helen Yancey, Dominic Yodeshe, Ann Monteith, Michael Timmons, and Bob Lloyd. Maybe names that many of you don't recognize, maybe some of them you do, but these folks, they were part of changing PPA into what we are today, and a huge part. I miss all of you so much. Thank you for the countless hours you worked on PPA's behalf, along with all of our current and leaders that are sitting in the audience today. And just to make it a little more personal, I have to talk about Bob Lloyd's wife, Edna. Edna Lloyd. I know some of you knew her, and I hope she's listening tonight. I talk to her all the time, haven't seen her for a while. But she was one, and she is one of a kind. And those of you who know that. Just seeing Edna and the way she made me laugh was always the highlight of every imaging for me. From the time I met her, she always called me her second son. And there were many that called her mom. And I always called her mom. She was amazing. And I really wish you could have been here tonight, Edna. I think I'm running out of time, so sorry, Gerard and Melissa. So I'll save most of what I'd like to say about our staff for when we're back at the office. I just wish, like David said, all of you knew what an incredible staff we have, how amazing they are, and what they do for PPA every day. You guys are the reason I look forward to coming to the office every day, and PPA is so fortunate to have each of you. You truly make what PPA is. And I'm going to miss saying no to all your budget requests. Because it's not something I get to do at home. Right, Angela? And talking about staff, there's one person I'm going to talk about. I'm sure many of you old-timers remember well. I can't not say anything without mentioning her. She was the face of PPA for many years to our members. And when I got here and I walked through a trade show with her, it was worse than walking through the convention with Angela. And when she knew every single person. In fact, back in the day, she recruited over half of the members that PPA had. And I'm talking about the indomitable June Youngren. I know many of you old-timers remember her. I could not speak up here without just talking about June and thanking for what she did. Whenever I think about PPA in the future, I think the first thing that will ever come to my mind is her smile. And she was just an amazing woman. And sorry, Gerard, but you're a close second. Thank you to my children. My oldest son, William, is here with his wife, Huntienne, and my daughter, Julie, and my other kids, Eric, Beth, Alec, and Sam. I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being such great kids and making these past 30 years so wonderful. You've made it all worth it, for sure. And Angela, wow. I am so undeserving of you. We met at Imaging USA 20 years ago now, and you have continued to surprise me throughout the years with your capabilities, your compassion for everyone around you, your beautiful smile, and of course, your love for me. If I said everything I wanted to say about you, they would have to cancel the degree portion tonight. And I know there's at least 2 people that'd be very upset with me. But just know that David and I are so excited to see what your leadership brings to the next chapter of PPA's history. And I know there is no one more prepared and more capable of leading PPA than you. I love you. Thank you again to our great friends on the board of directors for honoring David and me with this award. And I look forward to many more years with you at Imaging USA as Angela's arm candy. Thank you so much.
He hates that. I said, that wasn't so bad, was it? He said, it was terrible. You know, we could not, they're like the Batman and Robin at PPA, so there was no way to separate them. And, you know, when this award came up, we had to give it to both of them. And sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. So if you want to, you know, if you're not that close to them, you don't know them that well, Scott is the funny one. And man, does David hate it when I say that. All right, so we have presented numerous awards tonight and recognized many accomplishments this evening, but now we turn to recognize the outstanding achievements of more than 132 members who completed the requirements to earn a PPA degree. In an effort to carry on the incredible tradition of celebrating degree recipients, we'll be honoring our 2025 degree recipients who will be walking the stage in a few moments. To honor each recipient equally, this is so funny. We ask that you please hold your applause until the degrees have all been presented. Yeah, right. Achieving a PPA degree requires a combination of time, talent, skill, perseverance, and the ability to learn and stretch your horizons. PPA is proud of each one of you, and so am I. Congratulations on this achievement.
Double degree recipients. Nicholas Angelitis, Master of Photography, Master Artist from Poland, Maine, sponsored by Stephanie Angelitis. Misty Jones, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Riverview, Florida, sponsored by Karen Mercer. Jonathan Lee, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Green Cove Springs, Florida, sponsored by Susan Michael. Sheree Leonard, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Grand Prairie, Texas, sponsored by PG Gudapati. Roy Neerdeck, Master of Photography, Master Artist, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Lakeway, Texas, sponsored by Richard Sturdivant. Brenda Pottinger, Master of Photography, Master of Wedding Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Fort Wright, Kentucky, sponsored by Dean Kinkeffer. Betsy Bird, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Ottawa, Tennessee, sponsored by Thea Martin. Photographic Craftsman degree. Shawan Davis, Photographic Craftsman from Medway, Massachusetts, sponsored by Anthony Davis. Jeffrey Galanowski, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer from Folsom, California, sponsored by Lisa Galanowski. Leslie Henderson, Photographic Craftsman from Baker, Louisiana, sponsored by Jacqueline Hicks. Steph J., Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Alexandria, Virginia, sponsored by Dan Emmerman and Mark Campbell. Kara Jonas, Photographic Craftsman of Lebanon, Ohio, sponsored by Kara Hill. Bryce Langston, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Raleigh, North Carolina, sponsored by George Joel. Jason Lloyd, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Blytheville, Arkansas, sponsored by April Lloyd. Erica Manning, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Canal, Winchester, Ohio, sponsored by Rachel Owen. Thea Martin, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman of Portland, Oregon, sponsored by Kimberly Oker. Ashley Metler, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman of Peck, Kansas, sponsored by Neil Metler. Seth Miranda, Photographic Craftsman of Brooklyn, New York, sponsored by Angela Kirkian. Kimberly Moore, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Kinston, North Carolina, sponsored by Steve Malamed. Angela Olson, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Ankeny, Iowa, sponsored by Martin Olson. Henry Ramirez Cardenas, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Glendora, California, sponsored by Dr. Jose Quintanilla. Kenny Richard, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Fort Worth, Texas, sponsored by Anya Holvik. Kane Sampson, Photographic Craftsman of McDowell, Virginia, sponsored by Matthew Hodgman. Pat Threadgill, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Richardson, Texas, sponsored by Rebecca Crawley. Denise Watrous, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Waukesha, Wisconsin, sponsored by Ella Heredis. Jamitha Jamie Young, professional photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Virginia Beach, Virginia, sponsored by Tim Young. Ellen Zangla, Master of Photography, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Hamilton, Virginia, sponsored by Lisa Asp. Master Artist degree. Cindy Strupp, Master of Photography, Master of Wedding Photography, Master Artist, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Glenda Richick. Jessica Valia, Master of Photography, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer of Colorado Springs, Colorado, sponsored by Christopher Valia. Kathy Weirda, Master of Photography, Master Artist, photographic craftsman of Manhattan, Montana, sponsored by Helen Camps. Master of Photography degree. Dawson Adams, Master of Photography, Douglas, Georgia, sponsored by Cara Von Adams. Karen Anderson, Master of Photography from Jacksonville, Illinois, sponsored by Randy Anderson. Travis Baranchik, Master of Photography from Sobieski, Wisconsin, sponsored by Pamela Baranchik. Robert Becker, Master of Photography from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Mark Campbell. Sonia Ahmad, Master of Photography, photographic craftsman, certified professional photographer from Cypress, Texas, sponsored by William Branson III. Noel Del Pilar, Master of Photography, photographic craftsman of San Juan, Puerto Rico, sponsored by Rafael Sotomayor. Rebecca Blacker, Master of Photography from Poolville, Texas, sponsored by John Blacker. Jill Blanchard, Master of Photography, certified professional photographer of Zirconia, North Carolina, sponsored by Jason Jordan. Ella Marie Blanton of Alpharetta, Georgia, sponsored by Keith Blanton. Francesco Carucci, master photographer of San Jose, California, sponsored by Lena Musashvili. Andres Casillas, master of photography from Orlando, Florida, sponsored by Tabitha Hayden. Christine Chambers, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Millis, Massachusetts, sponsored by Julie Gaylor. Carla Conrad, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Auburn, Washington, sponsored by Bruce Hudson. Natasha Dakers, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Colchester, Vermont, sponsored by Wayne Tarr. Carol DeAnda, Master of Photography, Master of Wedding Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Lake in the Hills, Illinois, sponsored by Justin Oltz. Megan Dahl, Master of Photography from Minneapolis, Minnesota, sponsored by Nate Peterson. Jean Dupre, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Rowlett, Texas, sponsored by Christine Dupre. Julie Gaylor, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Little Rock, Arkansas, sponsored by Mark Jesse. Catherine Gann, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Mansfield, Texas, sponsored by Landon Day. Andy Glogauer, Master of Photography from Lakeland, Florida, sponsored by Robin Phillips. Samantha Hardcastle, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Pueblo, Colorado, sponsored by Jessica Valia. Marika Hopkins, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Williamsburg, Virginia, sponsored by Corey Bumgardner. Jeff Jackson, Master of Photography from Colorado Springs, Colorado, sponsored by Shannon Squires. Kristen Jones, Master of Photography from Lehigh, Utah, sponsored by Nate Peterson. Bobby Jordan, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Sitka, Alaska, sponsored by Amy Peterson. Brandy Kaufman, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Riverside, California, sponsored by Sandra Pierce. Mike Kemp, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Conway, Arkansas, sponsored by Jason Lloyd. Deborah Kessiker, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Birmingham, Alabama, sponsored by Rick Kessiker. Vicki Leonardo, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Austin, Texas, sponsored by Mark Campbell. Adele Lines, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Spokane, Washington, sponsored by Shannon Squires. Jusana Luciano, Master of Photography from Dunellen, Florida, sponsored by Mike Luciano. Laura Casey, Master of Photography from Woods Cross, Utah, sponsored by Drake Busath. Lori Madeline, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Greenville, South Carolina, sponsored by Lee Madeline. Stan Matsky, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Cypress, Texas, sponsored by Dr. C.T. McGee. Rob Mormon, Master of Photography from St. Petersburg, Florida, sponsored by Tina Mormon. Nelson Javi Navarro Zayas, Master of Photography, Master of Wedding Photography, Certified Professional Photographer, sponsored by Gladys Beth Ortiz. Luke Pearson, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Sacramento, California, sponsored by Aaron Peth. Alicia Potter, Master of Photography from Enterprise, Alabama, sponsored by Jen Lewis. Emily Rotsum, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Kansas City, Missouri, sponsored by John Gladman. Angela Seitz, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, sponsored by Zoe Seitz. Lydia Schnitzer, Master of Photography from Gilbertsville, Kentucky, sponsored by Amber Demore. Wileni Sepulveda, Master of Photography from San Juan, Puerto Rico, sponsored by Jose Miguel Hernandez. Matthew Sewell, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Little Rock, Arkansas, sponsored by Derek Corbin. Teresa Shaw, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Maybe, Michigan, sponsored by David Shaw. John Singleton, Master of Photography from Roanoke, Virginia, sponsored by Bob Coates. James Skintoy, Master of Photography from Gig Harbor, Washington, sponsored by Judy Riddle. Kathy Smart, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, sponsored by Betty Messelt-Bush. Scott Smith, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Hudson, New Hampshire, sponsored by Gary Smith. Suzanne Stark, Master of Photography from Nobleville, Indiana, sponsored by Nancy Bailey Pratt. Steve Succi, Master of Photography from Lubbock, Texas, sponsored by Barbara Succi. Abby Sullivan, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer of Westwood, Massachusetts, sponsored by Karen McCall. Chuck Townsend, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Englewood, Colorado, sponsored by Michael Rhino. William Tyler, Master of Photography from Cleveland, Ohio, sponsored by Christy Steves. Adrian Wall, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Huntsville, Alabama, sponsored by Mark Campbell. Lisa Ward, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer of Laurel Springs, New Jersey, sponsored by Lisa Asp. Luann Warner Procos, Master of Photography from Boca Raton, Florida, sponsored by Erica Manning. Erica Watson, Master of Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Spartanburg, South Carolina, sponsored by Jennifer Pottinger. James Wiggum, Master of Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer from Gretna, Louisiana, sponsored by Walter E. Hogan, Jr. Sharon Whitehall, Master of Photography from Baldwin, Missouri, sponsored by Ashley Metler. And finally, the Master of Wedding Photography degree recipients. Andre Brown, Master of Wedding Photography, Photographic Craftsman from Atlanta, Georgia, sponsored by Mark Campbell. Andrea Deanda, Master of Wedding Photography, Certified Professional Photographer from Cumming, Georgia, sponsored by Leonardo Torres Deanda. Rafael Sotomayor, Master of Photography, Master of Wedding Photography, Photographic Craftsman, Certified Professional Photographer from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, sponsored by Andres Sotomayor. Please welcome back to the stage PPA President Mark Campbell, who will deliver the degree charge to all new degree recipients.
The stage is longer than it looks. On behalf of Professional Photographers of America, congratulations to each of you who have attained this milestone in your chosen profession. Your workmanship represents the highest standards in the innovative and exciting art of professional photography. Bear this honor with utmost respect, for it is both a recognition and a responsibility. The parchment and medallion represent important achievements. You're encouraged to maintain your studio and conduct your business at the highest possible level of professional standards, to exemplify impeccable ethics, and to share your knowledge to nurture the talent of tomorrow. Masters of Photography, Masters of Wedding Photography, Master Artists, Masters of Electronic Imaging, and Photographic Craftsmen who have preceded you have accepted this honor with pride and a deep sense of responsibility. We charge you to accept it with the same commitment and to uphold this outstanding profession and to preserve the honor of this degree for future generations. You are now a member of a proud community. Wearing your medallion will clearly distinguish you. Wear it with humility as well. Let it be a symbol of your dedication to further serve the profession. In this way, you will serve both photography and the world that so depends on it. Honored guests, please join me in congratulating all the new PPA degree recipients. That's it. Let them hear it, yeah. Soak it in, guys. Well deserved. Several times a flock of geese, I think, flew over when someone came out. I'm not sure. They must not have closed the doors. Now comes the best part. It's my pleasure to invite everyone to join us out in the atrium for the Imaging USA closing reception. The party starts now, and we'll see you all next year in Charlotte.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow the usher's directions and signs as you make your way out of the theater. We'll see you on the dance floor.